Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome yet to another video. This is Ali After, your guide and mentor. Today's topic is the most interesting topic that I've had to talk about, and that's the idea of getting multiple credit cards. Is it worth it for you? And whether or not should you think about getting multiple credit cards? And the reason I'm talking about this topic is because I see a lot of YouTubers out there who are teaching credit knowledge. By the way, they're doing an excellent job. And obviously I don't want to be biased and name some names, but a lot of these individuals, these professionals, are recommending that you try different types of credit cards and that you stack up on credit cards and you try to get as much as you can and all sorts of stuff. The issue with that is that when you start to get a lot of different types of credit cards, now it's not a bad thing to build banking relationships with one specific creditor and you start to stack up that knowledge and you start to stack up that relationship with that creditor. But when you start to do it in a way that you're essentially absorbing a lot of debt and you're trying to get as much credit cards as possible, you're not paying attention to the bigger picture. And the reason I say this is because you might not have aspirations to own portfolios of real estate down the road, to become extremely wealthy and just build a stack of portfolio real estate and work with other like-minded individuals, and in that case, investors, to build that significant wealth that you're looking for. Perhaps your goal is very simple. You just want to ensure that you have decent credit, that you can buy a residence, so you can bring your family into that residence and watch them grow, and hopefully retire in that. That could be a very simple thing. But when it comes to understanding the type of goals that you want, none of the ones where it comes to being simple, and none of the one where you actually become wealthy and deal with a lot of investors like yourself, have anything to do with how many different credit cards you have. And the reason I say that is because the credit knowledge and the game of understanding credit and really being focused on getting that credit result in reference to fixing it to a better score or leveraging it to the right possibilities is a perspective of the types of relationship that you have, right? So I'll give you an example. If I'm an individual and I have, let's say 40 different credit cards. Now, every single of those 40 different credit cards, for me to maintain the ongoing banking relationship, for me to qualify for higher levels of financing, for me to get line increases, I will need to maintain those accounts in one way or the other, correct? I'll need to at least borrow a little bit here and there. But if I'm spread out in 40 different credit cards, my budget is going to be eaten up pretty quickly. In addition to that, I don't have a single creditor that I have a very solid relationship with because I'm not borrowing large sums from that credit limit. On top of that, I'm not paying it down as aggressively, which will help our FICO 10T model. So when I think about the amount of credit cards I want, I have to think very strategically on the aspect of the relationship that I want with this specific creditor. What are some of the ups and downs of that relationship? What can I get for a positive relationship? And from that, I will basically bank on that. So, these are some of the things that you have to think about, right? So the amount of credit that you get is not necessarily how strong your relationship with the creditor is or are in terms of relationships in that situation. So the reason why I say that is understanding the credit, the knowledge of credit and how it works and the composition of your score, what factors help you increase that score, what factors will decrease it or potentially hurt it. All that information is an absolute necessity. What is not necessary is getting 42 different credit cards, getting a platinum here or getting a black card here. And the reason I say that is because regardless of the size of your wealth, these are all just aesthetics. They don't necessarily create any type of foundation. They don't add dollars to your bank account. And they don't necessarily equate to the strength of your financial relationships, whether on a transactional business level with other like-minded individuals or the banks themselves. The only thing that the relationship is saying about you is that you're a big consumer and you're a big spender. So, do you need multiple credit cards? Do you really need to concentrate on getting multiple credit cards? And once again, my advice to you is it's not a very necessary thing to do. Instead, I want you to focus on certain other areas of your personal credit. These areas of development of your personal credit is going to help you enhance the existing relationships you have. You have to strengthen the foundation, the core. And the reason this is so important is because a lot of people, they're just so caught up on how many different credit cards they have, they ignore the complete infrastructure and the foundation that's necessary to maintain a very solid credit score. And these are one of the things that I want you to really understand and pay very close attention to. So if you're in this for the long haul, whether you want to just keep a very simple credit profile so that you can get by in life, enjoy the necessary things that credit can provide, and enjoy your retirement eventually, then you still don't need 42 different credit cards. If you want to become an extremely wealthy investor, do real estate on very large levels, and you want to level up your knowledge and your game of being an investor with other like-minded individuals, I promise you, the last conversation on the table of what type of properties to buy or what type of investment portfolio to look for is going to start with how many different credit cards you have. I promise you, that's not going to be the basis of your conversation. It's going to be the type of deals that you can bring to the table and how you can leverage your personal credit and the infrastructure and the strength of that personal credit over time and the relationships built over time that's going to equate in the dollar sign in your bank account, right? Now, I'm not saying if you guys are excited about getting different types of rewards or points and that kind of credit will allow you to tap into those different types of situations. In that instance, go for it. But like I said, in order to get any reasonable credit bumps in the future, in order to qualify for maximum and optimum line increases, you have to demonstrate to the creditor that you've been financially active and on a very aggressive level at that. One of the most important things that I've seen recently, and it happened in the past, it's just now more so than ever, it's very, very evident, is that a lot of people actually start to use large balances from their credit limits and pay them down very aggressively. And the creditor sends you a notice that they've automatically increased your line. So that's an amazing thing because that means that they didn't even pull your credit. There's no hard inquiry. And that's based on the merits of the financial transactions and the relationships that you're building. That on its own demonstrates your strength and capacity towards that relationship. So do you need 42 different credit cards or as many credit cards as possible? And the short answer to that is no. What you need instead is to focus on the core and the foundation of your credit infrastructure. Understand the type of financial goals you have, whether it be a simple one or a complex one with a lot of relationships in the future. And neither of those require how many different credit cards you have, but rather how you can maintain your credit, how you strengthen your credit profile, and how you leverage it to its optimal use based on the standard of living that you'd like. So just keep that in mind, guys. I just wanted to make this very quick, short, to the point. I don't want to go and drag it into a 15, 20-minute video. There's no point in doing that. I just want you to understand my thinking towards it and what I've seen. Trust me, I deal with large investors. I look at deals very regularly. I deal with centimillionaires. These are people with $100 million asset minimum. I deal with tons of them on a regular basis. The last thing we talk about is how many different credit cards they have. What we do talk about is the strength of the credit relationships they have. So if you want to play it in that level, that's probably something you want to consider. But at the same time, I deal with thousands of clients that are on a regular level who just want simple credit. And even at that, the ones that are most successful, that have a very nice career, a very nice home, beautiful families, the last thing they worry about is how many different credit cards they have. So again, concentrate on the strength of your relationships, how you can optimize that, and how you can leverage it to the best of your ability. So I hope you guys took this message to heart and you understood the importance of this message. If you liked the video, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. It'll help me get the distribution out there to other individuals such as yourself, and hopefully we can share and bring a community together. Don't forget to subscribe, turn the notifications on to all, so every time there's videos like these, you guys will be the first to know. And with that said, this is definitely your guide and mentor, Ali Tarafter. Catch you guys on the next one. Bye for now.